Hi, I'm Steve Thomas, president of Landnet Ventures in Gainey Ranch. I'm out here on an alfalfa farm with a very successful farmer. We are looking at the yield, and I think after hundreds of plantings, 14 per year, we can probably assume that you have a ready, willing, and able market. You've got farmers with cows. You have dairies that are looking for feed. You can sell this alfalfa to all these dairies and also to the Chinese. And I understand you ship this alfalfa to Long Beach. You send it on to Saudi Arabia, China, and Japan, a few other places over there. How are you financing farms like this?
Yeah, so typically the financing is usually done through some type of agricultural bank. So usually our lenders are looking for somebody who can help finance the ground and be able to term that out over however long they need to help provide for cash flow. And then banks will provide financing for the actual seed. So the seed will typically last anywhere between 3 or 4 years, Steve, and that allows them to be able to finance that in a term note with an operating line as well.
So what type of lenders are there now that are financing this kind of a farm? Banks, insurance companies, how are you financing these farms?
Yeah, generally speaking,
and the crops.
There's numerous sources for the land development piece of it, which would be banks, which would be like your Farm Credit, are very popular from that standpoint, and as well as some insurance companies like MetLife, things like that will do the financing on the term note. The operating lines are typically done with your traditional banks throughout there, the operating lines.
Okay. And so you're looking for the long-term appreciation from a guy like me who would eventually come in and develop this into a subdivision, a master plan, a residential community, a mobile home park, a high-rise tower, any number of combinations. Is that where you're going with it?
Yeah, so land like this can be really a couple different sources. One, it can continue to be farmed. Two, it could be an investment for somebody where they just want the cash flow and they'll cash rent it to a farmer. Or third, they'll develop it for some type of multi-use, whatever that would happen to be.
Okay, and so would you ever sell it and lease it back?
Absolutely.
And what would you lease it for? $100, $200, $300 an acre?
Yeah, somewhere like alfalfa like this, right in Maricopa County, and we're right in kind of the Phoenix metro, or right outside of that. You're probably going to lease that for somewhere between 200, anywhere up to probably 350 an acre.
Okay. And the water, as we look at the irrigation system, of course, right now we're on the Indian reservation, which would be a totally different type of irrigation project. What would you anticipate the water cost to be around this area versus Buckeye, Gila Bend, and some of the others outside of the active management area? It's probably a little more expensive over here in this area.
Yeah, absolutely. This water here is probably going to cost you generally about between $12 and maybe $15 a square foot.
Acre foot.
Acre foot. And so they'll typically put about 4 acre feet per year on this particular crop. If you go down to southern Arizona, there may be the opportunity for wells, and that's more of an electric bill rather than water. So it depends on the district you're in, but generally speaking, for this level of crop, between $12 and $15 per acre foot.
Okay, and so the Central Arizona Project is bringing water from Colorado River, and it comes through into all these other districts that go all the way to Tucson. So I guess you have an unlimited water supply almost in perpetuity, right?
as long as drought. We've been in a drought, but there's so far the water has been abundant.
Okay. And is there a big demand always for the crops?
Absolutely. The land in Arizona is extremely attractive because you have about 285 growing days throughout the year. So a lot of people will double crop this, or in this particular case with alfalfa, you're going to get maybe 12, 13 ton per acre, whereas maybe as comparison in the Midwest, you might only get 3 ton per acre. So the value of this ground is substantially higher than that of something in the Midwest for the same type of crop.
Okay. So you're not depending on rain, obviously, here. This is all gravity-fed water from wells that are fed into the irrigation system and or districts that are coming from the CAP.
That's correct.
Okay. And so you can see the distant homes here. It appears that they're right on you, on the edge of the farm itself. So are you having any interference between the residential subdivision people?
No, not at all. I mean, generally what we find is that the landowners themselves are very cooperative with the homeowners, and they work together collaboratively to just to make sure that they're taking care of the ground, they're taking care of the area. So no issues there.
Okay. So call Steve Thomas, Landnet Ventures. We have closed 423 farms and other types of commercial properties. These are very, very productive investments. Obviously, an atom bomb would not blow up the farm. They're forever. There's no management hardly at all. You could lease them out, and they turn into gold in a short period of time with our little development expertise. Thank you.